In the meanwhile, the Colombo Grand Mosque announced this evening that the month of Ramadan will begin from tomorrow, following the sighting of the new moon. The chief imam of the mosque, Maulavi M. Taslim, said that the moon was sighted from Samanture, Katankudi, Bambalapitiya and several other areas.
In the meantime, the MV Albedo, hijacked by Somalian pirates in 2010, has sunk. The crew of the Malaysian-flagged vessel comprised of Sri Lankans as well. According to international reports, at least 4 crew members and 7 Somali pirates died when the cargo vessel sank. It is still unknown whether Sri Lankans were among the dead.
On the 26th of November 2010, the Malaysian-flagged MV Albedo was hijacked by Somali pirates along with its crew of 32. The ship was hijacked 900 nautical miles off the coast of Somalia in the Indian Ocean. Sri Lankans, Pakistanis, Bangladeshis and an Iranian were among the crew when the MV Albedo was hijacked. Quoting the Somali pirates who hijacked the cargo vessel, Reuters news agency reported that the vessel had been taking in water for over a week and was completely submerged by Sunday. The EU Naval Force, a European Union anti-piracy unit that protects merchant shipping off the Horn of Africa, said that search and rescue was on the way. The spokesperson for the EU Naval Force, Lieutenant Commander Jacqueline Sharif, spoke to News First on this matter.
The EU Naval Force received information on Saturday evening that they believe that the Albedo had indeed sunk. As you know, the ship has been in pirate hands since November 2010, when it was pirated by armed pirates in the middle of the Indian Ocean. EU Naval Force will keep our website up to date. At this time, the whereabouts of the crew members is not known and still to be confirmed. And as soon as we have information about the hostages of any kind, we'll put it out on our website. We'll make an announcement about that. So at this time, I have seen some of the reports claiming that some of the hostages were killed. EU Naval Force is not able to confirm that, and as I say, we are still looking for the hostages. We continue that search for survivors, and rest assured, as soon as we have any information about the hostages, we will make sure that we make a statement about it so everyone is aware of the situation.
The wife of Chandasiri Pereira, a crew member of the ill-fated vessel, expressed the following views to News First.
On that day, my husband spoke for a long time. He told me that the vessel had sunk 2 levels. He said that it was almost completely sunk. He told me that they were facing severe hardships. They have no food or water. He told me not to try and save him alone, but to save all of them. He told me not to have hope if he would come back alive. He never spoke to me again.
Nirosha Pereira was also an employee on board the Albedo. News First visited the Munakara area in Negombo to visit his wife.
It was 3:30 when I received the call saying that the ship has sunk. From that moment onwards, we have been communicating through internet and phone, but still there is no information. We were told on the 3rd not to do anything in this regard and that we will be given an answer after the 10th. We were asked to take any decision after that.
In the meantime, News First U reporter Chanka Tusita Dias filled this report from Borella.
An accident occurred at about 8:30 this morning near Vijayarama Road on Bauda Lokamawata when a car collided with a 3-wheeler. There were 2 women travelling in the car. The 3 passengers and the driver of the 3-wheeler were injured in this incident. They were taken to the National Hospital for further treatment. The passengers on the 3-wheeler are residents of Veyangoda.
Mama News First Union, EU reporter, Borelli Chanaka Tusita.
The former chairman of the Deraniyagala Pradeshia Sabha, who was wanted in connection with the murder of the estate superintendent of the Noor estate in Deraniyagala, handed himself over to courts today. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Wellavita Pradeshia Sabha, who was remanded until the 23rd of July today, following an order issued by Chief Magistrate Gihan Pilapitiya. When the suspect chairman was produced before the magistrate today, officers of the commission to investigate allegations of bribery or corruption informed court that they possessed a video recording which shows the Pradeshia Sabha chairman asking for and receiving a bribe.
At this point, the lawyer representing the suspect, Attorney at Law U.R. De Silva, said that what had taken place was a transaction between two members of the same party, adding that this complaint had been lodged by the chairman of the Bentara Pradesh Sabha, Gayan Sirimanne, in order to sabotage his client's political career. The Bribery Commission informed court that the suspect chairman of the Walala Pradesh Sabha had asked for a bribe of 2.5 million rupees, adding that he had received 500,000 rupees and was arrested while in the process of receiving the balance payment. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Karulagaswava Pradesh Sabha, charged with assaulting an irrigation field officer, was remanded until the 23rd of this month after being produced before the Putlam magistrate.
A number of instances in the recent past where chairmen of Pradesh Sabhas have acted with impunity. News First reports on a number of such instances. Most recent incidents reported from Karulagaswava and Walallavita. Chairman of the Karulagaswava Pradesh Sabha assaults an irrigation field officer. The chairman is returned to remand custody until the 23rd of this month. Chairman of the Walallavita Pradesh Sabha arrested on charges of soliciting a bribe. The suspect chairman is returned to remand custody until the 23rd of this month. If the public representatives who are closest to the people act with such impunity now, what will the future hold? Shouldn't the public be more thoughtful when electing representatives at upcoming elections?
The police say they have recorded statements from 4 people regarding the discovery of the corpse of an 11-year-old boy inside a parked car in Thalgodapitiya in Ibagamu, Kurunegala. The body was discovered following the tip-off received by the police media unit.
The deceased has been identified as 11-year-old V. Vasanta Kumara. He was a Year 6 student at the Kongaswala Mahavidyalaya in Kurunegala. Although his friends from school had participated in an excursion yesterday, Vasanta had not joined the group. Vasanta had arrived at this garage where he constantly comes and goes, accompanied by a painter. The police say that although the painter at this garage had at first told the police that the boy had died from natural causes, he had later accepted that the boy had been electrocuted. The magisterial inquest was carried out this morning by the acting magistrate of Kurunegala, who had arrived at the location this morning. Parts of the body have been referred to the government analyst for further investigation. Incidentally, the deceased boy is the son of Veeraya Lakshmi, a woman who News First reported on previously when she returned to the island on the 17th of November 2010 after being subject to abuse in Kuwait, where she had been serving as a domestic aide. The woman underwent surgery on 2 occasions at the Kurunegala Teaching Hospital owing to various physical ailments.
On Word of Wisdom tonight, we take a look at the words of peace from the late Pope John Paul II.
Do not be afraid to take a chance on peace, to teach peace, to live peace. Peace will be the last word of history. Pope John Paul II.
The Mahasangha says that the United National Party was able to claim a never-before-witnessed historic election victory in 1977 as leaders with strong voter bases steered the election campaign. The chairman of the United Bhikkhu Front, Venerable Meetiyagoda Gunaratana Theras, points out that the then leader of the UNP, J.R. Jayawardena, selected strong leaders with strong voter bases to steer the election campaign.
Venerable Meetiyagoda Gunaratana Thera says that under the present leadership of Ranil Wickremesinghe, the United National Party is facing continuous defeat because election campaigns are being steered by individuals who have no active voter base.
දැන් මේ හෙට අනිද්දා එනවා. තවත් පළාත් සභා මැතිවරණ කීපයක්.
Elections will be held for several provincial councils in the near future. An unusual group has been appointed to organize the party for this. It comprises of the defeated and those who got into parliament on a piece of paper. When you look at those who have been appointed to this committee, you will be amazed. Shantini Kongahage is one of them. There is also Joseph Michael Pereira, John Amaratunga, Tissa Athanayaka and Daya Gamage. Aren't there people in the UNP who are more popular? Aren't there people in the party who have won the hearts of the people and have a voter base? What are they trying to do by appointing these yeomen? Can you appoint people like these to a committee and win an election? If there are people who have a voter base and the faith of the people, where are they in this committee? Why are they not being given their due place? Why is Ranil Wickremesinghe appointing these meaningless people who have no voter base? What is he trying to do? Is he trying to make the UNP victorious? This is only a dream. He is a person who has been defeated for 19 years. What more is there to say? This is why you have to think about how J.R. Jayawardena steered the election campaign in 1977. He used giants like Gamini Disanayaka, R. Premadasa, Lalit Athulatmudali, Ronnie Dimel, Daham Wimalasena, Ananda Tissa Alvis and Wickremesuriya. They were all giants. He had amazingly intelligent people. Didn't they win the election? If he cannot understand this, then how is this person going to rebuild the United National Party? Whose contract is he carrying out?
The usual form is that when building bridges, one builds them to last. However, the people of Galeyaya are facing a myriad of problems as a result of a substandard construction of a bridge. News First's Harsha Maranayaka reports.
What you can see here is the bridge that was constructed across the Hapoloya in Galeyaya. The bridge was constructed 6 years ago, but 2 months afterwards was washed away by gushing waters. A tree trunk that had fallen across the river was the only means for the people of Galeyaya and Tholawisi Kandura in Ridimaliya at the Mahiangana to cross to the banks of the river after the bridge was washed away. Area residents have been using this tree trunk to cross the river for several years now. After the bridge collapsed, the school children and the youth at the garment factory used the tree trunk to cross the river. In an emergency, the only road we can use is the Dikkendeoya road, which is about 5 kilometers away. When the water levels rise, farmers cannot cross. If you do cross, then you will be stranded. Even if a pregnant mother goes into labor, there is no way of taking her from here.
If we are transporting the sick, we need to bundle them up in a sack.
In spite of the obstacles, this fallen kumbuk tree has been a great boon to these people. However, the tree that was granted to them by Mother Nature was recently taken away by a certain group, depriving these people of the only means they had of crossing the river. Politicians come here somehow during elections by clambering over the trees and the rocks and campaign for votes, but they do not do any service to this village.
We have continuously asked for a bridge to be constructed. Just now I went to pick up the children from school. I had to travel several miles.
These people are not asking for the impossible. All they ask is that this bridge be repaired.
The value of the Sri Lanka rupee depreciated further today. According to market data, the US dollar was valued at 131 rupees in forex markets this morning.
According to forex rates published by the Central Bank of Sri Lanka at the beginning of last month, the US dollar was valued at 128 rupees against the Sri Lankan rupee. However, by the end of the month, the value of the dollar had risen to 130 rupees. According to rates published by the CBSL today, the US dollar was buying at 132 rupees and 48 cents and selling at 129 rupees and 28 cents. Economists say that the depreciation of the rupee has been caused by increased liquidity in the financial market as a result of the CBSL's recent decision to reduce reserve ratios for commercial banks.